I will come back to the USS Eldridge and the Philadelphia experiment when I get more into the time travel side of things, but hopefully you can sort of start understanding that light frequencies can open or can allow one to travel to the alternate dimension, whatever you want to call it, that's right here that we just can't physically get to. There are places around the world that has a natural ability to actually open these doorways, rifts, whatever you want to call them, into this other reality that's right here but we can't see it. One such place is Skinwalker Ranch. If you watch my other videos you'll see what I'm talking about. So this has the ability to open because of the properties surrounding it, the energy that's within the earth there, and the energy that's actually above because of the shape of the area. It allows these rifts or doors to open to allow creatures to come through. Interdimensional, that's what I'm now going to call the vowel or the upside down that I was talking about in the other videos. Interdimensional. Now this is the video I hope you lot turn around and say, wow, Our True History has made it so clear and understandable, because if you've watched them all from part one, this is where it starts making a lot more sense. So the first nuclear explosion, which was tested in New Mexico, remember that word, New Mexico. Now you'll remember from the other videos that the amount of UFO activity around New Mexico, you've got the Roswell crash, you've got the bases, you've got so many other cases of UFOs flying around there, and that is because the nuclear explosion that was first tested there opened a rift, an interdimensional rift. So it's allowed creatures, beings from the other dimension to come through. Yes, the nuke also killed light beings or destroyed them. So to open an interdimensional doorway, you could, if you wanted to, use a nuclear explosion, as what's happened in the past, which has allowed these creatures, etc., to come through. Now, it's all to do with the frequencies. Now, if you look at what a nuclear explosion actually causes, it gives off X-rays, gamma rays, alpha, beta, basically a whole spectrum of light frequencies, and one of those, or a couple of those, I'm not quite sure, I'm not an expert on this, but they open up and allow the other dimensional to come through. Just to give you a bit of an example on that, so I don't know how you are on quantum physics. I'm not an expert, but I'm learning. So basically watch this video here and then I'll explain a bit more.
Several polarized sunglasses or some other form of polarizer filters, and start by holding two of them between you and some light source. If you rotate them to be 90 degrees off from each other, the light source is blacked out completely, or at least with perfect filters it would be, because all of the photons passing through that first one are polarized vertically, so they actually have a 0% chance of passing a filter oriented horizontally.
So what I'm using this as an example is to show that our current understanding of light, obviously it gets stopped because we can only see so much, but obviously if that light frequency from the explosion matches that one there, then it can come through. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I just have to throw this out there. I know I've mentioned this book a few times already. Absolutely fantastic book. The author has sent me a new book that he's literally just about finished, and by the time you watch this video it should be on Amazon and Kindle. He sent me a not for resale version. He asked me to review it after I've read all of it, but I'm about halfway through it. It's absolutely fantastic. Just to give you an idea of what it's about, everything well, so far a lot of the stuff that we've already talked about he's wrote in here. It's a fiction book, but he's added everything that you can think. Well, not everything, but so far he's added a lot of stuff that we've already covered. So very clever, and it's basically about a guy that right at the beginning, someone's falling from the sky. This guy that lives in a house hears a bang outside, goes outside, sees someone on the floor, and that person looks just like him, and then that person tells him to go on a journey with him. And obviously, is it a clone? I don't know yet. I'm only halfway through. Is it I don't know what it is, but so many factors that's we've already covered. It's fantastic. So look it up. Epic Journey it's called. A skinwalker creature as described by the Navajo Indians. Now, apparently these skinwalkers can change shape, but the question is, where do they come from? Now, I'm suggesting they're interdimensional, and the reason for that is because they literally just disappear and appear without warning. There's no sort of UFO above them. So the skinwalker is described as a harmful type of witch. Now, get out of your head the sort of witch with a pointy nose. A witch could be anything, who has the ability to turn and possess and disguise themselves. Now, other types of creatures that are interdimensional are trolls, pixies, squares, hydras, flower monsters, goblins, just to name a few. So these creatures are on the other side, which is why I was talking about small little people before. The Hadron Collider, which is by the group CERN, and basically it's a tube that goes round miles and miles and miles, I think in Switzerland, and you put, or they put microscopic atoms, and they fire it round this and hope that one goes one way and the other goes the other way and smashes into each other to create some sort of effect. Now, what kind of effect are they after? And where did they get the idea that they could actually do this? Well, if you look here, this is still on their website, CERN's own website. Extra dimensional gravitons and tiny black holes. Yes, they are trying to create trying to bring through the extra dimension that we've been talking about. So if CERN know that it's possible, then it's possible that everything that I've been talking about is actually real.